In our Ogden School District Canvas account, we are now set up to pass grades from Canvas back to Aspire. In order to get started using Grade Passback, you will start from your course screen in Canvas. The first step is to set up your assignment categories. Now, it's important to note that you should have already set up your class in Aspire. You should have already set up your grading categories and set up your class there. Once that's done though, in the Assignments tab in Canvas, you will move up to the cog in the upper right hand corner and import your assignment groups. This is the first step to getting Grade Passback up and going. By clicking this button, that will bring in any grading categories you have set up in Aspire. Now, this is a live course, so I'm not going to actually push that button, but I will show you what it looks like when a teacher has done that. This is a teacher's course who has already imported their assignment categories. You can see here, Assignments Term 1, and this little symbol at the end, if you hover over it, it will say Imported from Aspire SIS. You'll notice this teacher also has a second category. If you hover over that icon, it does say Imported from Aspire. If you already had existing grading categories, or excuse me, existing assignment groups in Canvas, those would be listed above these new ones. Once you have your assignment categories in SIS, it's important then to move your assignments into those categories. So this teacher already has several assignments in each category, but you can also create new ones, either from this plus button in the assignment category, name, due date, points, and make sure that this box is checked to sync to Aspire. You can also click the plus assignment button, give your assignment a title, a description, point value, make sure that the assignment group is set to the appropriate Aspire grading category, and make sure that this checkbox is selected to sync to Aspire SIS. Once that's done, you can save and publish, and then that assignment will get added to the list. If you have existing assignments, like this one, that is not set to sync to Aspire, you can use this button to toggle back and forth. If this button is checked, it's kind of two circles or two arrows in a circle with a check in the middle. If this is checked, those assignments will be set to go to Aspire. This is the setup process. Once you get these things in place, you are ready to post your grades to Aspire. In order to do that, you'll click on the Grades tab of your course, and you'll move up to the upper right hand corner to Export. Click on the Export button and you'll see a Sync to Aspire Grades Ogden. This is going to actually push those assignments that you've set up to go to Aspire. This doesn't happen automatically. The main reason for that is to save on the amount of data that is passing back and forth between Canvas and Aspire. So when you are ready, go ahead and push this button and that will send any grades in Canvas to Aspire. I would recommend that you do this maybe once a day, or if your school has once a week practices for updating your gradebook, this would be a good time to push this button and set it to sync to Aspire. Now, once you've pushed that button, you may be curious to know if it's working. There is a little bit of time that this takes. If you move down to monitoring and reporting in your course, this will give you some information on the grade passback process. It does typically take about 5 minutes for grades to pass back between Canvas to Aspire. If it's taking much longer than that, you can check monitoring and reporting here, and you'll see the status of your grade passback syncs. So you can see this teacher has had 2 attempts at passing back grades, and both of them have been successful so far. If there's an error, there are a couple things that might be going on, and that is a good time to reach out to us, the digital learning specialists, and we can help you through that process. Now, if you'd like some documentation on how to set this up, make sure that you're enrolled in the Canvas Summit course. If you're not, send an email to Ian Davey or Du Bowie and they'll make sure that they get you enrolled. There is a page in here with full documentation on the grade passback to Aspire. It takes you through those same steps that I just outlined, but there's also a few patterns that are important to note as well. There are a few things we've noticed with grade passback that are important to consider. First of all, if you assign an assignment to only part of your class, it doesn't work well with grade passback. So there's a couple options that you can choose there. Any blank scores in Canvas will also sync back to Aspire as blank scores. So you will have to go into Aspire and manually add the M's for missing. There is not a missing code in Canvas to be able to send that back. Some teachers have noticed that grades will not get pushed to Aspire until after the due date is passed. So if you're not seeing grades appear, check to see that it's after the due date, and you can always check back later. If it's after too long of a time, go ahead and reach out to us and we can try and figure out what's going on. And finally, if you're using mastery paths in any of your assignments, that does not work well with grade passback. That is a trade-off you'll have to consider. Is the extra differentiation of mastery paths worth the extra time of manually moving the scores over to Aspire? If you have any further questions about using grade passback with Aspire, don't hesitate to reach out to Bowie, our digital learning specialist for the secondary schools. We would be happy to help you through the process.